play the Welcome everyone to another episode of The Asylum with Harley and Joker. I'm your host Harley, as always joined by the Joker himself and Aaron.
Yes.
Okay, we've got some new guests tonight.
Woman. No, you already ruined it, so fucking go.
We've got some new guests with us tonight. Some have been on our show before and some have not. So, CJ, you want to introduce yourself?
I'm the music god, CJ Plain, podcast host, music expert, pop culture expert, soon to be published author. If I can
That's what's up.
ever get this rewrite done, because being the long-winded person that I am, the book that I intended to be 300 pages ended up being 525. So we're for eliminating some stuff, but yeah, I'm here.
Okay, and new to our show is Evil Doss. You want to introduce yourself?
It's Evil Dose, as in two. The name
Looking
was
up Harley already.
Yeah, well, a lot of people get that wrong, but the name was inspired to mock a wrestler named Evil Uno. So I would follow him around the internet and said I would do everything twice as good as he does. So that's that. So as you may figure out, I have a pro wrestling background. I've been on lots and lots of wrestling podcasts, but my own podcast is the Garden of Doom family of podcasts. Garden of Doom is the primary one, sort of think of sort of like the History Channel, but prime time. Garden Views is figure like a traditional magazine show with one topic, deep dive, more science, news, law, a lot of legal stuff. And then GOD Presents the Book of Black is where I merge my other interests, where my co-host is either PJ Black, who in WWE was Justin Gabriel for 5 years, and Mr. Thomas, who's in Major League Wrestling. Those are my two rotating co-hosts, and we talk to people in and around wrestling about non-wrestling things. So that's me in as close to a nutshell as I give.
As I'm sitting here watching wrestling on my phone.
I am too. Saturday Night's Main Event.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
Ask Justin
Felix,
Gabriel.
You've been on here before.
Fuck Felix. Ask Justin Gabriel how felt getting his ass kicked by John Cena. But yeah.
He actually referred to John Cena as 1 year being his wrestling wife.
Cena retire already, like last year, a couple years back?
No, this is Cena's
No, he's retiring at the end of the year.
Yeah, 2025 is his retirement tour.
Okay, Felix, you want to introduce yourself? Because you've been on here before, but we have viewers.
Jeremy already did, I thought.
No?
All right, Felix Mod Squad Network. Come check us out. Now on the rail, we have a movie show where we talk about movie news, horror movie news, gamer. Popped up in there. Gamer news for those of you that still play games. I can't. As I got older, my fingers got a little like, I don't know. I can't hold the control. So
too much playing with yourself, man. Too much playing with yourself. We know this.
And we do conversations with the Mod Squad where we interview other content creators, and a live that we just finished. We do a live every Saturday night where we have a giveaway. And it's like my fourth show today, so yeah, I'm winded.
Me too. And we got Shauna joining us again this week.
Hi,
Why does-
everybody.
What, Felix?
So why does her name look familiar?
Because that's Shauna from that watches our show.
Oh, hey.
That's my cousin,
Hi.
Oh, okay. Hey.
the one Kevin always
Hi.
pronounces her name wrong. Okay, so
purpose.
now I'm going to hand the reins over to Joker and let him do the show.
She says hands the reins, but I think she means hand the whip. But that's right, folks. We are doing a bracket of serial killers. I did not make this bracket. This bracket is ranked based on the amount of proven victims each of these serial killers has. So it's a fucked bracket. We did it once before on my show. It was fun, and it's been a couple years, so fuck it. Let's have fun with it again. It's the order people are going to go in the order you see them on screen, so it works out perfectly. And going through the list, Aaron starts out, and I will mispronounce names in this. I'm not gonna fuck with it. I will mispronounce a lot of the serial killers' names because a lot of them are foreigners. But
Okay,
And
hold
like
on
some
before
fu-
we start here. What's the criteria here? Like, what are we voting on? Like,
However
number-
you
You
want to
are-
rank them.
you are voting on whatever fucking thing you want to vote on. I think Jeffrey Dahmer made it to the end of the last one just because everybody like called him Daddy Dahmer, but I don't know.
Okay,
Everybody.
Yeah, I would say he's probably the best
I
chef.
kind of got in
so I
mind
would vote
according
for him.
to number of victims, but also the grotesque way they died.
I'm
He
just
knew
saying.
how to marinate that meat well.
I had a lot of females in the last one, and it kind of got a lot off the tracks. But yeah. Aaron starts off, and it's starting off with the number 14 ranked Flores Valdo de Oliveira from Brazil, active in the 80s, 50 proven victims. He was a former police officer and vigilante who murdered criminals in the outskirts of Sao Paulo. He was murdered by unknown people in 2012. But 52 people, 50 plus possible victims, but he made it to 52 at least. And he is going against, if I could spell shit, Vasily Komarov from the Soviet Union, ranked number 29. He has killed 33, 33, and that's how many possible ones he has. Well, he was known as the Wolf of Moscow. He was a horse trader. He was a horse trader who killed 33 men. He was executed by firing squad in 1923. So, Aaron, which way you want to go? The Wolf of Moscow or the Brazilian cop killer?
Never trust a horse thief. So I'll have to say I'll vote for Flores Oliveira de Oliveira.
Okie dokie. And which way do you want to go, CJ?
I love a good vigilante, so let's go with
Flores Valdo?
Yeah, we'll go with the and it's San Paulo for your
Whatever. I said I'm gonna mispronounce serial killer names, I'm gonna mispronounce cities. It happens. But Evil Dos, which way do you want to go?
You know what? I have to think that somebody in the 1920s in Russia could have done a lot better than 23 or 33. I think that this is a slacker. I am going with Brazilian Batman. I think also 52 is appropriate for a show that has Joker in it because he had a deck of cards and all it's missing is the Joker. So maybe he did get a couple Jokers in there. So I think it's a clean sweep from this top row up here.
No, it's not because Aaron went with the other guy. But
He did?
No.
yeah.
No.
He said,
Aaron went with a
didn't you say never trust
Yeah,
the horse thief?
No,
Yes,
never
is
trust
it-
the horse thief. So I picked the other guy. Yeah, the horse
Well,
thief was the Russian guy.
Yeah, I figured you were voting for the horse thief because you don't trust him.
No.
It's a serial killer bracket.
No,
Fuck's
no,
sake.
no. Oh no.
Well, be more specific next time. But Harley,
Yeah,
which way
professional.
do you
I
want to go?
was paying attention.
Yeah, I did say his name,
I'm-
but I know you're. Yeah. Sorry.
I'm
go ahead,
going
Laura.
with the three guys up top. So
Harley going with three guys. No surprise.
She
But
doesn't-
that means that Flores Valdo does move on. But I can't vote against the Wolf of Moscow. That is such a badass fucking nickname. Like that's a freaking that's a crime boss freaking nickname right there. I'm going with the Wolf of Moscow. I don't care how many people he killed. I mean, you kill when you can kill when you're a serial killer. But I don't know. And executed by firing squad is like the most badass way to go because that just means you were really a bad person if they are willing to go to that level. So
I got to be honest with you. I mean, this was Russia, not the Soviet Union. In the years after the Russian Revolution, I'm imagining it's a pretty lawless place. I'm just not impressed. I guess I already voted. I don't need to say it again, but
Let's say
but all the podcasts, so I talk a lot.
Firing squad really isn't all that big of a deal for about a dozen of these guys died in much more grotesque ways.
oh yeah, but I don't know. I feel like a firing squad has certain badassery around it just because you're being forced to be killed that way. Like you're not. It's not like fucking they just corner you into an alley and fire. Like they literally are lining you up against a wall and just putting a shitload of bullets in your body.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But it's not the rack. It's not crucifixion. It's not the Iron Maiden. You know, there's so many better ways to kill somebody. So anyway,
The Screaming Eagle. I mean, come on.
Herpes.
But
Herpes.
Screaming Eagle's a whole nother story.
Excellent. Put them in the Iron Maiden. Bogus.
But Felix,
wait,
which way do you want to go?
too, right?
I got that backwards.
With the guys on top. I'll go with the guys on top.
Look at you going with three guys again, just like last night. But which way you want to go, Shauna? Finish us out.
Three guys on top.
I'm the only person here not taking three guys. Just saying. I said something. But that means the next matchup we'll get started off by CJ, and it's gonna be number 13 ranked. We have another Soviet Union brother here, Anatoly Ukin, active in the 60s and 70s, 9 proven victims. He was known as the, I'm gonna fuck this up, Ulyanovsky maniac. He killed 8 girls and 1 man from 68 to 73, and he was executed in 75, method unknown. He is going against number 28 ranked Ali Oscar Berugirdi, whatever the fuck it is, who was active in the Ottoman Empire, Iraq, and Iran from 1907 to 1934. Another 33 proven victims. He was known as Askar the Murderer. He killed 33 young adults in Iraq and Iran and was hung in 34. And CJ starts out. Is it Ali or is it Anatoly?
So, okay. We got to go with Bur Jedi because he not only was hung, he was hung upside down by his feet and then had a stone hung from his neck. So it literally like pulled him apart. Like that's grotesque. Okay, like that's a proper way for a serial killer to die.
I was never privy to that detail, but that is awesome. Yeah. That is fucking badassery times 50.
Upside down, rope around the neck attached to a large dangling stone. So yeah, that's a proper way for a serial killer to go out, man. Like,
and here I am asking myself why Cannibal Corpse hasn't done a song about that. But you know.
I mean,
but Evil Dose, which way you want to go?
You know, some respect to the guy in the Soviet Union, but the 9 just doesn't impress me all that much. You have another guy in the Ottoman Empire getting up to 33. The method of hanging is fantastic. But really what carries the day is that I'm picturing Nandor the Relentless from What We Do in the Shadows.
Yes.
So I'm going with Nandor.
Fuck, you may just influence my vote a little bit. But Felix, which way you want to go?
What were the two again?
Oh Jesus Christ, Anatoly or Ali?
I just want you to say the names. Ali.
Alibaba. But
yes.
Harley, which of these gentlemen do you prefer to go with?
I'm going with the one CJ went for.
Which means Ali does get the win.
And he's got Jedi in his name, dude.
I know that's the bad part.
I didn't catch that. I didn't catch that.
Jerdai. There's an R in there, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but I'm saying it's however you pronounce it ends in JEDI. Like that's. Come on,
I mean,
bro, like,
Boru Jedi, but do I want to throw one to Anatoly? I don't fucking know. It's
come on, bro. He only killed 9 people. That's barely a serial killer. Okay, like that's.
And he died in prison.
He
died in prison. That's no way to go.
That's like mass murder at best. Okay, like you know.
Maybe
I feel like there was something about. I don't know. I feel like there's something about him that made him special, but I don't know. I could be wrong. Oh yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. He was a fan of killing and raping women. Yeah. Okay. Okay. I'm going with Ali. That's easy enough. Well, I mean, to some degree. Oh, okay. Not Dahmer.
I didn't know that aspect of it. There's just something.
Kill a woman. Look into that shit. But I don't know. And he did like a whole Dead Zone thing with a 10-year-old girl, apparently. So But Aaron, which way you want to go?
So it's between Anatoly and Ali, right?
Ali. Yep.
So I was just looking. Anatoly confessed to killing 52 people.
Oh, just because you confessed doesn't mean he did it.
Ukraine. Well, right, but still, that's more than 9, which is okay. But he still died in prison, so I can't vote for him. So Ali gets my vote.
Which means Ali has a sweep going into the next round, since Shauna has apparently left us. But that means the next matchup will get started off by Evil Dose himself. And it is going to be number 12 ranked Android. What the fuck? I can't find this guy. Android Chikatilo. I can't find it. What the fuck is in this list? Oh, there you go. Oh, Andre Chikatilo. I apparently has name misspelled. He's from the Soviet Union, was active from the 70s to the 90s. He had 53 proven victims. Known as the Butcher of Rostov, the Red Ripper, or the Rostov Ripper. He was convicted of murdering 53 women and children between 78 and 90. And one man was previously convicted and executed for his first murder. Chikatilo was executed by gunshot in 94. Well, they just put a gun to the back of his head and pull the trigger. But he might not have a chance in this, though, because he's going against favorite, ranked number 27, sadly enough, John Wayne Gacy, active in the 70s, 33 victims. Everybody's favorite Pogo
the Clown.
Pogo the Killer Clown, yeah. He murdered 33 teenage boys and young men, 26 of whom he buried in the crawl space of his Chicago home. He was executed by lethal injection in 94, and Evil Dos gets to start off in this one.
I mean, somebody using the pretense of being a clown to kill children, and I mean, style points alone. I mean, no disrespect to the Butcher of Rostov or whatever it was called. I mean, his numbers are impressive, and the part of the world and being in a police state and all that. I mean, probably in most any other contest, I would go with him. But it's John Wayne Gacy. He's had about 92 documentaries made about him. This is the first time I'm hearing about this Rostov fella. And listen, Evil Dos is a sucker for an evil clown. So I'm going with John Wayne Gacy.
And Felix?
That's an easy yep.
Yeah. As I said, I didn't think Andre stood a chance in this. But which way you want to go, Harley?
John Wayne Gacy. I mean, like he said, he's had documentaries. There's songs about him. There's no competition there.
No, you are not wrong.
Y'all didn't do any research.
I did. Originally when I made this shit, but I mean, how are you not gonna go with Pogo Happy Clown Molester, paints his face as God's jester? He picks his victims up at the mall. Fucking, I got Dogfish and Disco stuck in my head now. But Pogo the Clown all fucking day. I love one of my favorite serial killers ever. When he fucking came back to life in Supernatural, that was fucking classic. So I got to go with Pogo the Clown.
He was in Supernatural.
He in the episode where they break down the walls, or someone breaks down the walls so the ghosts all get released, he gets broken out of hell, and like he shows up at a kid's birthday party dressed as a clown.
Great.
And then like, it was a season finale, and then like in the season premiere next season, like they had to go stop him. But it was a fun episode. But yeah, I gotta go with Pogo the Clown, one of the best Dogfish and Disco songs ever made. So because Pogo, you're gonna burn in hell. But Aaron, which way you want to go?
Yeah, I liked his appearance in American Horror Story as well. I thought that was
That too. Yeah.
classic. So yeah, I've got to go with John Wayne Casey.
But CJ, finish us out here. Which way you want to go?
I'm going with Chikatilo because if you guys would have read about him or done the research, he was convicted of 53, but he was suspected of 112. He killed them in grotesque, brutal ways, and he literally ate their body parts, stabbed their eyes out. He was.
Yeah, but like Evil Ghost said, though, did you know of him before this?
Yes, I'm well.
Oh, did
in fact,
you?
he's the one person on the list other than Ted Bundy that I knew very well, because not only was that the way he died, he wasn't just shot by a firing squad. He petitioned for his final appeal. And when it was denied by the Russian High Court, they walked him out of the courtroom down a hallway. And as they walked him out of the back of the courthouse, there was a KGB officer standing behind the door. And when he walked out behind the door, the officer stepped out and shot him one shot behind the ear. Just bam, dead in the parking lot. And it was like, I've long said, like, this is the way we should treat pedophiles in this country. Like, you're convicted, walk them out the back door, bam, dead, over with. So I completely knew who Chikatilo was because of that singular fact, and I've stood by. That's how we should kill pedophiles in this country. But he was very, very prolific. He was a massive. Yeah,
Chikatilo is always on the list of the top serial killers. He's always on that list. He's a very famous one.
Plus, he was impotent. The reason he killed is because he couldn't get it up, and it was the only way he could basically get off is by killing people and rubbing himself on the dead bodies. So it was.
Wow,
it was really grotesque.
I think I have heard of this guy.
Yeah,
He
did a bunch of shit on him in the 90s when a bunch of movies, a documentary.
Oh yeah, there's
all over.
There's a shitload of stuff out there about him. He's well known, but.
Yeah, I go with Chikatilo just because, he was a sick bastard, man.
Which means Chikatilo is moving on, but Gacy's moving on, but Chikatilo at least gets one pity vote. We appreciate it, and that means the next matchup gets started off by Felix, and it's number 11 ranked William Unek from the Belgian Congo and Tanganyika, wherever the fuck that is. He was active in the 50s. He had 57 proven victims. He was a police constable who murdered 21 people with an axe in less than 2 hours before fleeing. And 3 years later, armed with a rifle and axe, murdered 36 more people in a village before being mortally wounded by police with a smoke bomb that caught fire. So he went out in a flame of glory. But he is facing the number 26 ranked Fernando Hernandez Leyva, whatever the fuck pronounce it, from Mexico, active from the 80s to the late 90s. Proven victims are 33, but 137 possible victims. He confessed to 100 murders and 6 kidnappings at the time of his arrest in 99. He escaped from prison in the past, in the 80s, but he later retracted and claimed that he had been beaten by police and his family threatened in order to force him to confess. He was accused of as many as 137 murders in 5 southern Mexican states, was convicted of 33, was sentenced to 50 years in prison. He tried unsuccessfully to commit suicide in prison. If his claims were 100 plus victims were true, then he would be Mexico's most prolific documented serial killer ever if it was true. So, are you going to go with Felix Fernando or William?
So the cops made him confess, or he confessed of his own free will? Because
The cops, supposedly the cops beat him, and he said the cops beat him into confessing, and his family were scared for themselves getting beaten as well, so they kind of forced him to confess to it. But
so he may not even be a serial killer then.
oh no, he definitely killed people. He definitely killed at least 30 something. That's proven, but it's the other ones they couldn't prove.
I'll go with him.
Fernando gets a vote. Harley, which way you want to go?
Fernando.
Yeah, see, it's not all about the numbers here with me. I mean, just like in college, it ain't about the numbers. I got to go with the fucking Axe Cop, a real life Axe Cop, like one of the greatest fucking anime shows ever. But I got to go with fucking Axe Cop because he has always intrigued me. I've heard about William Unek for many years, and he always intrigued me. That freaking whenever officials do this type of shit, it's always like a whole nother level of depravity. So like you're supposed to be protecting these people, but yet you're fucking whacking them with an axe, like Lizzie Borden style, over and over again. Like shit. I'm going with William Unek. But which way you want to go, Aaron?
Unek's not actually a serial killer. He's a mass murderer.
Right.
That's
true.
Commits crimes.
I mean,
3 different instances.
Yeah.
That's
true.
Under 3 instances is actually mass murder. So he's not technically a serial killer. He's a mass murderer.
I thought a serial killer is 3 or more.
Huh?
Isn't serial killer 3 or more?
Yeah. A serial killer has 3 or more individual crimes. Anything under that is mass murder. So the fact that he only killed on 2 instances, even though he killed 50 some people, it was actually mass murder, not a serial killer.
I mean, and plus it's pretty ironic that after killing that many people at once, that he didn't get caught by the cops for like a long time. That's pretty fucking insane. So that's badassery that he could avoid the cops for that long. After killing that many people, you'd think there'd be like a manhunt, but I guess it's the freaking African countries he lived in.
In a country that's 90% jungle. I mean,
right?
Yeah,
you can pretty easily hide. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
look at Leyva. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No,
pretty badass. Pretty badass. He didn't get eaten by a fucking lion then. But yeah, Aaron, which way you want to go?
So I looked at Leyva, and I always look at how they died. And he tried to commit suicide, but the rope broke. So yeah, that was kind of cheap, trying to take the easy way out there. But yeah, Unek. I mean, even though you're right, he was a mass murderer, not a serial killer. I still think the specifics about what happened. The first group of murders was because of unspecified social misunderstandings with his boss, and that's crazy. So he obviously had something wrong with them and killed all these people. But yeah, I'll vote for Unek. It's been a very interesting character there.
Well, tied up for the moment, but CJ, which way do you want to go?
Yeah, I mean, truthfully, neither one of these guys overly impressed me. I'll probably go with Leyva, just because he did kill a whole ton of people over a lot of different instances. He was an evil dude. So
what is the technical name of this game?
Okay. A bracket? I mean, it's a bracket, plain and simple.
A bracket,
just like March Madness, serial killers.
Well, I
know what you're doing. I know what you're getting at.
I mean, so there's a lot sus about this Mexican story. I mean, there was a confession, but it wasn't a confession. They proved some, but they couldn't prove some. I'm not sure what he was recanting. All of the confessions, or I don't know what was proved and wasn't. The suicide attempt was botched. I want to go with the other guy. I mean, an axe. He was a cop. 3 years later, he comes by with the axe and the gun, gets 57 the first time, 37 the next, whatever it was, and then like an incendiary smoke bomb, ignites him on fire. He literally goes out in a blaze of glory or infamy, but he doesn't meet the the definition of a serial killer as I was educated just moments ago by the music god. So he's disqualified. I want to vote for him, but he's disqualified. Sorry.
So that means, folks, we have a tiebreaker due to an uneven number. Or, I mean, even number, not an odd number. But so, since Felix was the first person to vote for Fernando, heads or tails, Felix?
Tails.
And we will flip the thing.
It's 2 out of 3, right?
Yeah, no. We don't have time for that shit. But that means William Unek does move on. Y'all, I mean,
Sorry, guys.
he's facing John Gacy in the next round, so I don't think it really matters. But we'll see.
Oh, okay. That's true. That's true.
But that means that the next matchup gets started off by Harley, and it is going to be number 10 ranked. Come on, motherfucker. Samuel Little, active in the United States from 70 to 2005, 35 fucking years active, 60 victims proven, 93 possible. He was convicted of killing 3 women, but later investigations linked 31 other murders to him. He claimed he killed as many as 93 total. The FBI later confirmed a total of 60 murders linked to him. They're still investigating his crimes. He was sentenced to life imprisonment without the possibility of parole in 2014, and he died in prison on December 30th, 2020 at age 80. And Mr. Little is going against number 25 ranked Vera Renzi of the Kingdom of Romania, Yugoslavia, and Hungary, supposedly, from 1920 to 1930. 35 proven victims and 35-ish possible victims. He was nicknamed the Black Widow. He was convicted of or she. I don't know if it was he or she, honestly, but it was a she. Yeah, I just read the line that fucking said that.
Yeah,
she was convicted of killing. She killed 35 men through arsenic poisoning. She was one of the most prolific female serial killers of all time. See, and there's actually very little known about her due to her because Romania. But some people actually believe she was just a figure of Romanian folklore and not a real person. But she still is on this list because it's supposed to be 35 people. So, which way is it going to go, Harley? Vera or Samuel?
Well, actually, here in a couple weeks on the asylum, we're going to talk about Samuel, but I'm going to go with the Black Widow.
Of course you will. Girl power and all that jazz. But, yeah, I got to go with Little, dude. He is one of the most prolific serial killers of all time, and that 35-year career span is fucking insane. Insane. Like, I got to go with Samuel Little. Like, just fucking die in prison at 80 years old because, that. Like, fuck. He was in prison he's only in prison for like 6 years, but the fact that his career went so long before he went to prison was just insane. He kind of reminds me of Christopher Lloyd in that one serial killer movie. But, which way you want to go, Aaron?
I'm going to go for the classy Vera Renzi in this one because, Black Widow, arsenic poisoning, that's just a classy way to do it. And not knowing much about her, it'd be interesting to know more about kind of her motivation and stuff in there, but I like her.
And CJ?
I gotta go with Little on this one, man. Not to make this about race, but black serial killers are few and far between.
Rarely.
So
Yeah.
it made him a special breed, so to speak. There's only a handful of known, black serial killers in our echelon of psychopaths. So I'm going to go with him.
Right. And Evil Dulce.
God, I really wanted to go for Naja with the Romania, Yugoslavia, all these, country, Hungary, all these scary countries, the Black Widow, but arsenic, come on, in the turn of the last century, big deal. I mean, that just means that she was like, everybody's ex-wife, just more prolific. I'm going with Little. He operated for 25 years in the surveillance age.
35
years. after 9/11, the Homeland Security age, everyone's looking at everything, and still operate, and then died in prison because fuck you, he could. So yeah, I'm going with Little. That's an impressive feat.
And he was old at the time of the past 9/11 fucking age when he was still doing it. So that's something right there. To be like a senior citizen and still fucking murdering people. Like, that's
Up to
skill.
93 people. That's something. That's something.
And Felix, finish us off. Which way do you want to go?
Black Widow, easy for me. Am I
Which
muted?
me?
Oh, okay.
No.
You guys said
heard-
absolutely, and I'm like doing something, and I'm like, wait a minute. Yeah, Black Widow.
Which means that Samuel Little still moves on, but Black Widow getting 2 votes means something. But that means the next match
I
gets
thought
started
Aaron
off.
voted for Black Widow.
I did.
So it's
Okay,
technically it's a tie.
Yeah, okay. I had it tied down for a second. I'm like, wait a minute, that doesn't seem right. But I think my autocomplete put in 4 fucking things for Samuel for some reason. This shit happens. Autocomplete on Excel's a bitch. But speaking of bitches, another coin flip to do. And Harley, since you voted for the Black Widow, you get to pick heads or tails.
Heads.
Always going for the head, Harley. And heads does take it again. So that means that the Black Widow does beat out Samuel Little, unfortunately. But I don't think she'll have much. Yeah, the next matchup's gonna kind of fuck that up for her anyway. But it means that I get started with the next matchup, and it's number 9 ranked Yang Xinhai from China, active from 1999 to 2003, with 67 possible and proven victims. He was known as the Monster Killer. He would enter victims' homes at night and kill using axes, meat cleavers, hammers, and shovels. He was executed by gunshot in 2004, and he's going against a famous motherfucker. He's going against number 24 ranked Ted Bundy, active for 4 years in the 70s, 20 proven victims, possibly 35 to 100 plus. He was known for his charisma and good looks, aka why he was known as Daddy Bundy to a lot of my previous guests. He was officially confessed to 30 homicides, but he confessed to killing 35 to 36 women in the past, and some estimates run upwards of 100. He was infamous for escaping from prison twice and murdering multiple victims in one day, sometimes abducting women from the same location within hours of another. He was executed by electric chair in 1989. And, fuck me. I mean, Yang Xinhai was badass as shit, just going into people's houses and killing them with random sharp blunt instruments, whatever. But, it's fucking Ted motherfucking Bundy. He's a legend. He is the most prolific serial killer in America, most likely. If you ask anybody, they're gonna know his fucking name. So
Henry Lee Lucas, brother.
people don't know his name by heart, though. So I mean, Ted Bundy, I think more people would have.
Henry Lee Lucas, you don't know shit about serial killers, like, because the man's like,
If you ask, yeah, if you ask the common housewife, she'd probably say fucking Ted Bundy. But
What's the body count on Bundy again?
I mean, it's proven 20. It's possible 35 to 100 plus.
Gotcha.
They just can't prove it. I mean, we actually did a show on Global Strangeness where my co-host Scott was outside Ted Bundy's basement, where he fucking hung out all the time and maybe did some shit. We don't know. We couldn't prove it. He couldn't get in because it was all it was a little bit fenced off. So he got in for like a hot second, but then the neighbor was like giving him shit about it, so he had to fucking leave. But it was a pretty fun show.
Felix will
Which
be
way
back
you want?
switching to his laptop.
Which way you want to go, Aaron?
I mean, Yang's pretty interesting because his motivation, they say his motive, was reported as revenge against society as a result of a breakup. He said they say he was quoted as saying, "When I killed people, I had a desire. This inspired me to kill more. I don't care whether they deserve to live or not. It's none of my concern. I have no desire to be a part of society. Society is not my concern." That's pretty dark, pretty
I can relate.
So I'm gonna go for Yang on this one. I know Bundy's the famous one, but I think the most well-known serial killer in China since the mid 1900s deserves a vote.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you. And, you know, and as ICP would say, I stuck him with my Yang. But which way you want to go, CJ?
As a dedication to the Chansey man, we're gonna be a yup.
Yeah, Chansey had fun on this one.
So we're gonna go with Yang Shai, whatever his name is.
But when actually when Chansey was on this and Pogo came up, Chansey sang a whole fucking Dogfish and Disco song for us. So and that means it's going to be Evil Dose's vote.
You know, breaking into people's houses and finding sharp objects to kill them with, not knowing what's in their house, not knowing how you're going to do it, no planning, and getting away with that many. In China, I know Bundy's the famous one, but, you know, he was handsome and sort of seduced his way into it. It's, I mean, sort of the same way I feel about the Black Widow. He, you know, it's like the velvet glove kill. I'm going Zhang. That's just like badass. That's like a real life boogeyman.
Yeah. And that means.
Can you hear me?
That means. Yep, I can hear you. And that means Felix. It's actually your turn. Is it Yang Xinhai or Ted Bundy?
I haven't really been. I don't know who picked what, but I'll go with. Since I think Ted Bundy's going to win, I'm going to go with Johan.
You're gonna go. Well, actually, you just made the other one win it, so there you go.
Right on. That works.
But that means it's going to come down to Harley next.
I'm going to give one to Bundy.
Now, if it was King Kong Bundy and he killed people by giving them the giant splash, then I would have gone Bundy.
Okay.
Or Al Bundy,
but
he did it against Polkai. Then
Just
But,
the Bundy
yeah.
crew, you know.
I would have had to go Ted Bundy too because it's fucking Daddy Bundy. But I'm actually happy he didn't make past first round this one because it makes it a little different than the original. So I'm always for originality on these things. But that means that CJ gets to start off the next one, and we're almost done with the first half of round one at this point. But the first one is gonna be oh god, where the fuck is it, dude? Mohammed Biheh from Iran, ranked number 8. He was active from 02 to 04. He was 54 proven impossible victims. He raped and killed at least 54 male children and teenagers. And in 2004, he was sentenced to be executed. And he said if he was not arrested, he would kill 100 children. He was executed after being lashed in front of a crowd in 2005. And he is going against number 23 ranked. We have a Middle East matchup here. He is going against Hajj Mohammed Misfui from Morocco. He was active 1906 and earlier, with 36 proven and 36 plus possible. He was known as Marrakesh Arch Killer. He drugged, mutilated, and murdered women. He was executed by immurement or walling, which is basically when they put you in a live wall, like that Edgar Allan Poe book, The Tomb of Something, and that happened in 1906. So, CJ, is it going to be Muhammad or Hajj?
Man, I don't know on this one because both of these guys died in like really sick, brutal ways. 100 lashes, then you stabbed by the victim's brother, and then hung by a crane 30 foot in the air. The other one got 10 lashes per day by acacia thorns, which is those things are freaking nasties, and that went on for a month before they like entombed him in the wall. Let him scream himself to death. So, man, I got to go with Miss Fui on this one because I can't think of a much more brutal way of dying than being entombed in a wall and just like left to scream yourself to death, you know. Plus I've actually had the misfortune of having to clear acacia thorns away, and being beaten for a month by those things. That's a horrid thought, man. Like that's a proper way for a serial killer to be handled, you know. Ripping the flesh off your bones. So yeah, we'll go with Haj Muhammad Mesfui.
And
Who's next?
Was that me or
I don't know. I didn't hear.
It's Evil Dulce.
it's
Oh,
either
those,
us?
yeah.
But I thought
Okay.
he said my name.
I didn't hear. All right, I'm ready to go. Listen, I don't really.
it is Evil Dose. My bad. My bad.
Okay. I don't really trust the information out of Iran. I find it very easy to believe that if like he was just a random homosexual, that they, in the military, that they would have pegged him with 54 kills and called him a pedophile and all that. So I'm not trusting the information. But whatever it is, I'm really going to try to talk myself into the other one anyhow. Just because of the entombment, I think that's fantastic. I mean, fantastically awful and macabre. So I'm going with Morocco because I trust their government more and everything everyone else said. So yeah, I forget the names, but the dude from Morocco who got buried alive in a wall.
It is badass. But now, Felix, which way do you want to go?
I'll go with the wall guy too.
Jordan Sweet, I love it. Harley?
Yep.
And yeah, that's gonna be a big fat yep from me too. The wall guy definitely is badass as shit, so I gotta go with the wall guy. But which way do you want to go there, Aaron?
Yeah, and it's the cask of Amontillado, not the tomb of
Yeah.
something.
You're
But
right.
yes.
You're right. It's been a minute. It's been a minute.
No, but yeah, Mesfui for me as well.
And that means that wall guy moves on, and with a sweep. And the first play-in matchup tonight is gonna be, if I can freaking find him, it's gonna be number 15 ranked Gary Ridgway, kind of famously known, United States from 82 to 98, 49 proven, 71 to 90 plus possible. He was a truck painter who confessed to killing 71 women, known as the Green River Killer. He basically targeted sex workers from Seattle, and he was suspected of over 90. He confessed to 71 and was convicted of 49. He was sentenced to life without parole. And he is going against number 36 ranked David Thabo Simelane from Swaziland in Africa. He was active from 2000 to 2001 with 28 proven, 45 possible, and he essayed women he befriended in forests, stabbing or strangling them afterwards. He was sentenced to death. It doesn't say how, but I don't feel like reading a Wikipedia page to figure it out. But which way do you want to go? Evil Dose, this one can start off by you.
I'm gonna keep it quick because I go long usually. I'm gonna go with the trucker.
Giggity.
I mean, that's a classic American serial killer trope. I'm gonna go with that one.
You're going long with a trucker. What now?
Exactly. That was teed up for you. That was a wiffle ball.
And I hit it with a fucking home run out of it. But which way you want to go, Felix?
The non-essayed one. Is that the truck?
The non-essayed one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Green River Killer.
And Harley, which way you want to go?
The trucker guy.
He's not the one that essayed, right?
No, Gary Ridgway did not. Well,
did.
I mean, he did, but
He
it was all sex workers. So there's like a, it's not like it was innocent women by any means. But nothing against sex workers. One of the oldest
Yeah, I was
professions
just gonna
ever.
say.
Nothing against sex workers. One of the oldest professions ever, and I have immediate respect for them to some degree. But which way you want to go there, Harley? Oh, you said the trucker. Yeah, my bad. Which
a truck cleaner, not a trucker.
yeah. True. I wanted that distinguishment is true for truckers, but I don't know. I gotta go. Yeah, as much as African serial killers kind of fascinate me, I gotta go with the truck painter as well because Gary Ridgway is famous. If I'm not mistaken, he's from Iowa, is he not?
Seattle, bro.
Oh, Seattle. Okay, well, I know someone here is from Iowa. It's like Chancey's hero almost. But which way you want to go, Aaron?
Yeah, I mean, Similane was an interesting character because he was only caught because shepherds found body parts that led them to him, and he killed all kinds of people. But Ridgway gets me because 11,798 paintings of the 48 victims that he created and are actually that were created and put out. I just think that it's interesting that they took that as Phil Hansen made this art based on his killings. It was just really interesting. Took all the portraits, I guess, made a collage or something. So that's
I'm sure.
Yeah, but I'll go with Ridgway.
And CJ finishes out.
Definitely Ridgway. I mean, he was before they even knew who he was. Interesting fact that relates to music. Stone Gossard and Jeff Ament, who would then they had a band called Green River that was named that, and then it evolved into Mother Love Bone, and then it evolved into Hurl Jam. So they memorialized him even before he was actually caught, before they knew who he was, because he killed for almost 30 years before they figured out who he was.
Yep.
Bleeding bodies all along the Green River.
Was he Jeremy who spoke in class today?
What?
Pearl Jam? Jeremy.
Oh.
Jeremy.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like that was a song about a troubled kid who would go Columbine. I'm wondering if that was the inspiration.
Maybe. But that means that Felix gets to start the next matchup, another play in to see who Ridgway's going to face in the first round. And it starts off with number 30 ranked Ramadan Abdel Rahim Mansour from Egypt, active from 9906, 32 proven, more possible. He was a gang leader known as Al Turbini, the express train. He raped and tortured homeless children, mostly boys aged 10 to 14 years old. They were usually thrown off a moving train when they were dead or in agony.
The other guy.
Other times they were thrown thin now or buried alive. He was executed in 2010. And he is facing... yeah, sorry about that one. That one's a rough one. He is facing Luis Gregorio Ramirez Maestre, number 35, ranked from Colombia, active from 2010 to 2012, with 30 proven and 30 possible victims. He killed motorists in various municipalities before his 2012 capture. He was sentenced to 34 years in prison, which I'm pretty sure he's still serving. So you said the other guy, Felix?
Yes, sir.
And Harley?
The one Felix just voted for.
See, I gotta vote for Ramadan. I mean, if you're gonna go by fucking serial killers, he is a freaking horrible person and did some of the most grotesque, horrible, dark shit anybody could do. And on a moving train of all people, like that thing, that's just insane. Like that's just insane. That's like a freaking villain in a movie almost. I gotta go with Ramadan. Like that's insane. But Aaron, which way you want to go?
I like Maestra's story. I like it, but it's interesting. He had a definite type. He was looking for motorist. He was looking for a specific height and weight, like a very similar type people he was looking to kill. So I'm going to give him my vote.
Going with Maestre, which means it comes down to CJ. Is Maestre moving on, or are you going for Mansour?
Neither one of these guys really stood out to me, other than the fact that Mansour, after his death, the people started naming businesses after him. So I think I'll go with him just because it kind of shows how fucked up people can be of, naming shit after serial killers. Like, hey, the guy killed a whole shit ton of people. Let's name our, store after it. Let's name a drink after it. Let's name a bakery after it. It's kind of twisted. Gives him a little more street cred, I think.
Which means it comes down to Evil Dose. Which way you want to go?
Is Mansour the one who buried people alive?
Mansour's the one who threw people off trains and did a lot of the raping.
Yeah, and not the one from Colombia. Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, whenever I hear Colombia, I just assume that it's involved with cartels, and I discount that as being business. So, yeah, I'm going to go with rapey train, bury alive people.
So Mansour does move on into the next round. Yes, he does.
Harley, are you eating your microphone again?
She likes to put things in her mouth, dude. What do you want me to say? That's our Barbie with a hoo-ha for us. And that means that the matchup we created is going to get started off by Harley, and it's Gary Ridgway versus Ramadan.
You got two sides of the bracket?
No, this is it's two sides of the bracket. Yeah.
I was going to say, you got a whole bunch on there you haven't done yet. You're already second round.
I'm going with Gary.
See, I like to go with some of the lesser known people, so I'm 100% going with Ramadan this one. Keep it interesting. But which way do you want to go, Aaron?
I'll pick Ridgway this time.
And CJ?
Yep.
And Evil Dose?
I'll go with Ridgway also.
Yeah, pussy babies. Gotta love it. And Felix, finish us out.
Yep.
What, you sit up and watch? Is that what you want to do? Okay. Which means Ridgway will move on to face Miss Fui in round 2. I know, right? Insane. And that means we're going to start the other side of round 1 now. And it's going to be start off by, me. Lovely. But it's going to be number 7 ranked. Kampa Tima Shankaria. What the fuck? Shankaria. I'll go with that. From India. Active from 77 to 78. 70 victims. 70 plus possible. He was an Indian serial killer who used a hammer to kill over 70 men and women between 78 and 79. He was hanged in 79 as well. His last words were, "I have murdered in vain," he declared. "Nobody should become like me." Well, no shit, Sherlock. Nobody should become like you. Yeah. No shit, Sherlock. That's right. And he is going to be facing number 22 ranked Jen Adi, I think it's pronounced, Miksabit from the Soviet Union, active from 71 to 85, 36 proven, 43 to 55 plus possible victims. He killed women by strangling them. Never dated a guy like that. Besides killing, he also robbed them of their money and valuable items that he would sometimes give to his wife as a gift, to add a punch. And he was executed by firing squad in 87. So, another hammer guy versus basically a mafia guy, I want to say, in a way. I got to go with Gennady. He gave freaking things he stole from people he killed to his wife. That's just kind of a badass tone to that, I think, in my way. But, yes. But which way you want to go, Aaron?
I mean, the only thing about that is that most of the murders he committed, they say, were to rape the women. So then he felt bad, so he took the things to give them to his wife to make himself feel better. I don't know.
But there's logic to that, at least.
Yeah, and I mean, it is up close and personal to strangle somebody, but then so is hitting him under the ear with a hammer and killing him. This is a tough one. I think if we're talking about just evilness as a serial killer, I would have to go with Makasovich, the Russian guy.
And CJ?
Gennady.
What was that?
Gennady.
Gennady.
Go with the Russian also.
Gennady, however you say his last name. His first
I thought
name
I thought you said identity. I was like, what the fuck?
No.
But it still sounds similar. But which way you want to go there, Evil Dose?
I mean, I don't know why we're not giving points for prolificity. I mean, prolificness. One guy in a year's period of time confirms 70, suspected of another 70. That's like a murder every 3 days, less really, with a hammer. And then basically the end, he's like, you don't want me, basically saying, I'm the devil, kill me. I mean, you know, the quote is, and his name is Shanker. I mean, the only defect is he didn't kill people with a shank. So I'm going with him. Maybe I'm just hating on my Slavic brethren, or maybe I don't like Eastern Orthodox or something. But I'm zero on the Ruskies, and I'm going with the Indian.
And how about you, Felix?
I'm back and forth. I'll just go with that one. The Indian.
And Harley, is it going to be a tiebreaker, or are you going to go with Gennady?
I'm going with the Russian guy.
It's Gennady. Like Kennedy.
It sounds cool it says cool the way I say it. But that means Mr. Kennedy is moving on. But
blame it on my cold Russian heart, okay?
Mr. Kennedy.
I watched him. I remember watching him once in a while. But that means that the next matchup is going to get started off by Aaron, back at the top, and it's number 6 ranked Pedro Rodrigues Filho from Brazil, active from 1967 to 2003. That's right, 46 years. 71 proven victims, 100 plus possible. He claimed they had killed over 100, 47 of them inmates. He also killed his father, who his father killed his mother, apparently, and he ate a piece of his father's heart. He killed his first 2 victims at the age of 14. He was first arrested in 1973, and he was convicted and sentenced to 128 years, but the maximum one concerned in Brazil is 30 years. He was released in 2018, and he was murdered by 2 men in 2023. Yeah, he's a badass motherfucker. But he's going against number 21 ranked. What the hell? What the hell's... Oh, I spelled it wrong. That's why. Okay. He's going against Serhiy Takak from Soviet Union, Ukraine, actor from 1984 to 2005. He killed 37, proven, and he had a possible 100 plus. He was a former Ukrainian police criminal investigator. He suffocated girls aged between 8 and 18 and performed essays on their bodies after they were dead. He claimed to have killed 100 people. He was sentenced to life imprisonment and died from heart failure in 2018. Which way you want to go there, Aaron?
he performed essays on their bodies. Is that what you said?
Yep.
Sexual
sexual
assault.
acts.
Okay. I'm sorry.
Sexual acts.
Like,
Sexual acts.
He
So
wrote
yeah.
essays on their body. I'm like,
Right. I thought he
wasn't
wrote like
understanding that.
essays.
Right? Like, hey, I'm done.
What was
There-
the
there's
what was
plenty of
assignments for middle
space there.
school?
Whatever. Right? An essay on the thoughts in my heart. You write these out.
I think the
Yeah,
Montagues
that
were
would have made it
really
much better. I
wrong,
would have
and they
voted
should
for
have
him
let
then.
the Capulets boys in.
Yeah, I would have voted for him. But I think Killer Petey gets my vote because not only was he a Brazilian serial killer, a spree killer, a vigilante, he was also a YouTuber. So that's kind of funny. So I'll vote for Killer Petey there.
And which way you
Pedro
want to go,
Rodriguez.
CJ?
Okay, now say the two people again. Who are we voting for here?
Pedro Rodriguez or Sergey Takak? I don't know how to say it.
The cock.
Takash.
Oh,
Probably
okay.
Kosh.
Yeah. The first Brazilian dude, because he was like, so he was the one that the TV show Dexter was actually based on.
So Pedro
Pattern after.
Yeah.
and
Pedro Rodriguez.
Evil Dose. What
Nothing.
Evil
As far as
Evil
I'm aware,
Dose? Which way you want to go?
as far as I'm aware, only one person so far actually took a bite out of the heart of their dead body's victim, or better yet, their still living body's victim. So I am obvious, and also my anti-Soviet bloc bias must continue, even though I'm mostly Russian. Maybe that's why we're self-hating, miserable people. So I'm going to go with the Brazilian who actually went Indiana Jones Temple of Doom. I know that's Mexico, and ate a heart. So yeah, and it was his dad's heart too. That is
Right.
badass. And died by murder. Two guys murdered him. I mean, it's like the perfect killer arc.
Yep, it really is. But Felix, which way you want to go?
The one Aaron went with.
The one that everybody's gone with. But that
Yeah, him.
means that Pedro is moving on. Harley, which way you want to go?
I'm going with the cock guy because I like to say cock.
I knew you were going to.
Well, we all know Harley's love for cock, but I myself personally am gonna have to go with Sergey too, because evil in this kind of bracket, I vote for pure evil, and he is pure evil. So, I mean, yeah, eating your father's heart's badass, but Sergey is pure evil, and that means the next matchup is gonna get started off by CJ, and it's number 5 ranked. Why the hell is it not coming? Am I spelled something wrong again? God damn it! See, I had notes for this. Oh, I just spelled something wrong. I think. What the hell? How am I not spelling the guy's name right? It's killing me here. All right, go with his last name. I couldn't have misspelled that. That's a fucking pirate name. But yeah, Jesus Christ, why the hell is he? There we go. Oh, I just spelled the first name wrong. Fuck me. It's number 5 ranked. Lázaro Barbosa de Sousa. He was active in Brazil from 2006 to 2021. He only was proven to kill 6, and it's only possible at 6 possible victims. Actually, is this the right Barbosa? Oh, it's not. Fuck me. Yeah, I was like, his kill count's too low for that. His kill count's too low. But number 6 ranked Daniel Camargo Barbosa from Colombia, Ecuador, and Brazil. Yeah, Brazil. Active from 74 to 86. He was proven to kill 72, but possibly killed 180. And he was a child and woman murderer. He was believed to have possibly raped and killed over 150 victims, primarily targeting female children, as they're most likely to be virgins. He confessed to killing 72 victims. He strangled young girls in Colombia and was arrested. And then he escaped from prison and started killing in Ecuador. He was rearrested in 86 and was allegedly incarcerated in the same Ecuadorian prison as 300-plus serial killer Pedro Lopez, but he was killed in jail by the nephew of one of his victims. It's out there. And he's going against number 20 ranked Mohes Sihol from South Africa, active from 94-95. He was proven to kill 38 and possibly killed 76. He's known as South Africa's Ted Bundy. He preyed on unemployed women, posing as a businessman and luring his victims with the prospects of a job, before leading them to an isolated place where he raped, tortured, and murdered them. He was sentenced to 2,410 years imprisonment with a non-parole period of 930 years, which, holy fuck. The fact they would even come up with those years is insane. So, what's it going to be, CJ? Daniel or Moses?
Got to go with dude's name almost sounds like shithole. So, you gotta love that, man.
Good criteria.
You know, a shithole from a shithole. So, yeah, we'll go with him.
All right. And which way you want to go, Evil Dos?
My wife's from Ecuador, so I'm going with the Andean West Coast of South American killer.
And which one was that again? Remind me.
Damned if I know.
That was Barbosa.
Barbosa.
So Barbosa.
That's what I said.
And Felix,
Daniel
where you want to
Camargo Barbosa.
Barbosa.
So that's 2 votes for Barbosa. Harley, which way you want to go?
Barbosa.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with CJ here and go with Seahole.
Seahole.
Shithole.
But which way would you have gone, Aaron?
Yeah, I mean, Sithole killed 37 people in a year and a half, which is pretty prolific. But I think the fact that Barbosa partnered with his wife to lure and kill virgins, and they had an agreement they'd stay together as long as they worked together, is pretty evil. So I'll give Barbosa my vote.
That's what's up.
Which means Barbosa is moving on. But that means the next matchup, only a few to go in this round, and that should speed up tremendously, is going to go again. Going to get started off by Evil Dos, and it's number 4 ranked Mikhail Popkov from Russia, active from 92 to 2010, proven 83, possible 86 plus, serial rapist killer nicknamed the Werewolf. He was active for 2 decades. After being convicted of 22 murders in 2015, he confessed to an additional 59, of which he was convicted of 56 in 2018. In July 2020, he confessed to more killings, bringing the total number of admitted victims to 83. He was convicted of 2 additional killings in 2021 and another 3 in 2023. He is still sentenced to life. And he's going against number 19 ranked Raman Raghav from India, actor from 65-68 with 41 proven impossible victims. In the late 60s, he went on a violent rampage in Mumbai. He bludgeoned 41 people to death inside their shelters while they slept. He died of kidney failure in 95.
All right. The street doth endeth. I'm going with the Vira Locos Pumpkin. So I guess I do like Russians after all. So I mean, that was much more badass than killing people while they slept. I mean, I'm not even sure that meets the serial killer definition versus mass murderer and then dies of kidney failure. Who cares? Why bother?
Well, that means it comes down to Felix.
I have to go with the Russian. That was a compelling argument by Ipalos.
Thank you. I mean, I actually mean splasibo.
And Harley, which way you want to go?
The Russian.
And I'm going to have to get that big fat yup, which means Mikhail moves on. But which way do you want to go, Aaron?
Yep, same.
And finish us off, CJ.
Yeah, I definitely got to go with the werewolf. He wasn't just a serial killer, man. He was a necrophile, which
Oh, God, yeah.
Another whole sick degree of, you know.
Necrophile. What's that?
He fucks dead bodies, basically.
Oh, okay.
They like to crack open cold ones.
Yeah.
I thought that was. Never mind. Yeah, I misheard that. I knew that.
Normally they use the term necrophilia.
Yeah, that's. I'm like, what?
Oh, one's a
But
condition,
that-
one is an individual.
That means that Felix gets to start off the next matchup. And it's number 3 ranked, Yadaved Iqbal from Pakistan, active from 98 to 93 with 100 proven impossible victims. Child murderer and rapist known as Kukri. He murdered 100 street children by strangling them and covering up his crimes by dissolving their bodies with acid. He was arrested in December 1999 after sending a letter to the newspaper and was set to be executed in the manner described by the judge, who stated, "You will be strangled to death in front of the parents whose children you killed, and your body will then be cut into 100 pieces and put in acid, the same way you killed the children." However, he died in custody before he could be executed. And he's going against number 12 ranked, Ahmad Siraji. And Ahmad Siraji was active in Indonesia from 86 to 97. And he had 42 proven impossible victims, convicted of strangling at least 42 women and girls in a series of ritual slayings he believed would give him magical powers. Executed by firing squad in 2008. Which way do you want to go, Felix?
Ahmad, this last one.
And you said Ahmad?
Yes.
And Harley, which way you want to go?
Yep.
Nice. Ahmad as well. Yeah, I gotta go Ahmad. He's fucking horrible. Horrible. But which way do you...
I mean, yeah, Ahmad's horrible, but then Javad was the guy who dissolved people in acid. So that's kind of cool. But yeah, I think when you get down to it, Ahmad Siraji is just a little darker. So I would vote for him.
And which way did you want to go, CJ?
I would have went Iqbal, personally. I mean, 100 people dissolved in acid. That's kind of grotesque. Especially it being children, not like adults, you know. Again,
Did you say Jarved?
Javid. It's Javid Iqbal.
I think I'm up. I
Trust
know
me, I have
it,
extensive notes I'm looking at, bro. Like, I got like a whole PowerPoint presentation over here where I listed them according to how many they killed, how they died. I got a whole ranking system over here. So.
And which way you want to go, Evil Dose?
I know that the judge's sentence shouldn't play a role in this, but it does because this is part of the story, and the whole.
I know that one judge is.
Yeah, that we're going to strangle you in front of the parents of the children you kill. Cut your bodies into 100 pieces and dissolve in acid like you did to those children. That is biblical. That is Old Testament, and so I'm going to go with Javad Iqbal as well.
Unfortunately, they would have never allowed it because it's against the Geneva Convention.
Isn't this Geneva Convention only about war?
I do agree, though. It is you know. It is how we should handle people like that.
I'm not saying we should. I'm just saying that. I mean, it's in the history book, so I mean,
No, I'm saying we should.
I agree 100%. Which means that the match means that Ahmad's moving on to the next round. And the next matchup starts with Harley. And it's number 2 ranked Pedro Lopez. And Pedro Lopez, bad man, Colombia, Peru, and Ecuador, active from 69 to 80, 110 proven victims, 300 plus possible victims, a child murderer and rapist known as the Monster of the Andes. Lopez targeted young girls between the ages of 8 and 12, arrested in 1980 and convicted in 83 of killing 3 young girls, but claimed to have killed hundreds. Despite being believed to be one of the most prolific serial killers of the 20th century, he was released in the late 90s. So this motherfucker is still out there. Last we looked it up a couple years ago, he was still out there and alive.
And they don't know where he is.
Yeah, that's the great part too. They don't know where they did. Yeah, I did say that. We looked that up too. But that means he's going against number 17 ranked Wang Qiyong of China, active from 95 to 2003. He killed 45 proven, 60 plus possible. He killed 45 and raped 10 from 95 to 2003. He was executed by firing squad in 2005. And which way you want to go, Harley?
I'm going with Wang.
I stuck her with my Wang. But no, I got to go with Pedro. Pedro is one of the most fucking prolific serial killers of all time, and he could be behind your house right now. You don't fucking know. Nobody fucking knows where he is. So
That's true.
yeah, it's a nightmare. But Pedro, Pedro, Aaron, which way you want to go? Holy fuck!
It's not my new nickname. So yeah, I think Pedro is the man of this matchup. Over 300 potential victims and counting, because they say he's already linked to a possible link to another murder in 2012. They have issues or warrants issued for him and haven't been able to find him. So who knows where he's at? Probably across the border. He's here in the U.S. somewhere.
Probably. And CJ, which way you want to go?
You definitely got to go. You got to vote for Pedro, man. But not only does he have like a massive amount of victims, the fact that he only served 16 years because that was the maximum sentence is absolutely insane. That 16 years for 110 people, man. Like, that's just mind-boggling. Like, holy shit. Like, that's like 10 days for each victim. Like,
And Evil Dose?
sometimes you just got to be contrarian, but this is not that time. Pedro.
Which means Pedro is moving on. And which way would you have gone, Felix?
With my cousin.
Pedro? Yeah. You do BSs? But
That's what I'm saying, yo.
Harley, which way would you have gone? Oh, wait, you started that one out. My bad. And that means that the next matchup, we'll get started out by, fuck. I don't want to start out. But it's going to be number 1 ranked Luis Garavito from Colombia, Ecuador, and Venezuela, active from 92 to 99 with 193 proven victims and possibly up to 300 plus. Child murderer, torturer, killer, rapist known as La Bestia, or the Beast. He confessed to killing 140 boys between 6 and 16 years old from October 92 to April 99 in Colombia and neighboring countries. He's suspected of murdering over 300, mostly street children. He was originally sentenced to 1,853 years in prison, but this was later reduced to 22 years after he led police to many of the bodies of his victims. He was scheduled to become eligible for parole in 2023, but he died on October 12th, 2023.
Oh.
And he is going against number 16 ranked Alexander Petushkin from Russia, active from 92 to 2006, with 49 proven victims and 60 possible. He was known as the chessboard killer. He was convicted of murdering 49, suspected of killing 60. He claimed to have murdered 62 people because he did not know that 2 of his victims had survived. He stated that his goal was becoming Russia's most prolific serial killer. He was sentenced to life imprisonment. And I mean, obviously, I have to go with Louis Garuto. He was one of the fucking Garavito. He was one of the biggest fucking serial killers of all time. Like, he was the biggest serial killer of all time. He's insane. So, I got to go with Lewis. But which way you want to go, Aaron?
Yeah, I mean, Pechushkin failed. He wanted to be the most prolific. He only killed, 60-some people. So I would have to give him a thumbs down for that. But Garavito, not only did he kill over 300 potentially, he tortured, raped, and raped and tortured another 200. So yeah, just an all-around evil dude. So Garavito gets my vote.
And which way you want to go, CJ?
Yeah. Again, massive victims, pedophile and necrophiliac serial killer. I mean, he was sort of the holy trinity of fucked in the head, So I mean, yeah. And in the echelon of Russian killers, you have the werewolf, you have the Rostov Ripper, and the chessboard killer is kind of like, what kind of name is that for a serial killer, dude? I mean, it sounds like a bad incident at Bobby Fischer's house or some shit,
tripped and fell and hit your head on the chessboard. That's how I killed you.
Yeah, not even impressive, bro.
And which way you want to go, Evil Dose?
Well, behind me, you see a giant chessboard, so you know which way I want to go, but I can't. I mean, the other guy, it's undeniable. This is not even a close contest. I mean, all these serial killers from around the world are making me feel a whole lot better about the good old U.S. of A. and that we're not alone.
That's what I'm thinking too.
And that means Louis Garavito is moving on, but which way would you have gone, Felix?
I just the chessboard killer. I love the name. I mean, that's just badass. But I have to go with the other guy as well.
And Harley?
Yep.
Which means we move into our final 2 matches in round 1, 2 of 3. It's our 2 play-in matchups, and it's going to start off with Aaron. It's number 31 ranked Karl Denke from Germany, active from 1900 to 1924. 30 proven, 42 possible victims. He killed and cannibalized poor travelers and homeless vagrants. He kept a ledger recording of his murders with at least 31 names in it, including his only surviving victim. Due to the massive amount of human remains found in his apartment, his kill count is suspected by many to exceed 42 victims. He killed himself by hanging in his holding cell before he could be tried. And he's facing number 34 ranked Milton Sipalo from Zambia. And he was active in 1980. He killed 30, proven, possibly 31. He was known as the Lusaka Strangler. He was a soldier who raped and murdered women and girls. While waiting trial, he jumped off the roof of the police station where he was being interrogated, killing himself. So we have 2 self-murderers against each other. Which way you want to go, Aaron?
Sapalo was methodical. He killed on average one person a week, and he is credited as being one of the most active serial killers. But Karl Denke was very meticulous because he not only did he eat his victims, he kept track of who they were. So the fact that he did a spreadsheet on them, that gets to my heart, So I'm going to give Karl Denke my vote there.
I mean, you got to keep a menu, but which way you want to go, CJ?
Yeah, man. Like, and even further than keeping a ledger of what he did and eating his victims, he sold the meat of his victims to other people as part of his market. So, extra level of sick of,
Yeah. That's
like
pretty dark.
this motherfucker was like selling people, and when the police like figured out who he was, and after he killed himself, went into his house, he had barrels of body parts that he was pickling and preparing to be sold for other stuff, So, extra style points for the feeding your victims to the general public,
Some Sweeney Todd shit right there. But which way you want to go,
that's
Evil
what I'm
Dose?
saying, like,
I mean, this man was an actual butcher in both senses of the word. He sold the meat. How do you not go with that? I mean, so yeah, I'm going with the butcher.
And Felix?
Butcher. Say no more. Just butcher.
You cunt. And Harley?
Let's go with the Sweeney Todd guy.
And yeah, that's a big fat yup. It's sweep for Carl Denke to get into the first round, obviously. But that means in our final two we haven't talked about yet tonight, it's going to start off with CJ, and it's number 32 ranked. Do I have his name wrong? I probably do. Oh yeah, I definitely do. Because I already saw this guy. Francisco das Chagas Rodrigues de Brito from Brazil, active from 89 2003, 30 proven, 42 possible. He was a serial killer of children who also sexually abused and mutilated children in Marana, Hayo, and Para, sentenced to 217 years imprisonment. And he is going against the no-named Monster of the Mangones from Colombia, active from 63 into the 70s, 30 proven and 38 possible. He's an unidentified serial killer who kidnapped, tortured, raped, and murdered at least 30 boys in Cali, Colombia.
Okay, hold up. You said this is the last one on this side?
It's the last match. It's the last two we haven't talked about in the whole bracket.
No, it's not, because you haven't done Ano Priyanko.
Yes, we did.
No, because I would have voted for him. He's like number one on my list.
I honestly don't know where he is because
He's like he was.
Yeah, I thought there were a couple we missed there.
I was gonna say, like, he killed like 50 some people. He was a family annihilator. Like, he didn't just kill single people. He killed your fucking families at one time. Like,
they were not. He was not on the list. Priyanka was not on the list.
No, he is on the list.
It's on the list we got.
Ano Priyanko.
Yeah.
I don't know how. He's not on the list I have looking in front of me of all them listed.
Yeah, he was the third one on the list that we were sent in the chat.
Anatoly Ano Priyanko. Yeah, we did him. He lost to Ali Oscar Boru Jedi.
You probably butchered his name.
Because
We didn't know.
Jedi was against Bejan.
I don't know. We did him though, like in the second matchup, but
All right.
Is it
this fucked my whole thing up. I've been sitting here waiting for fucking Ana Priyanko, man, because he's like number one on my fucking list.
I said Anatoly Ori Priyanko. Like I said it. Like
I must have misunderstood or something, because I would have went with him. Because
Jeremy probably pronounced it wrong.
no, that one I actually did pretty good on because I know the name Anatoly. So
yeah, because he's the one that he was a complete fucking psychopath. Like, he just didn't kill one person at a time. Like, he annihilated families of 5 and 7 people at a time. Like, just killed the dad, killed the mom, killed like 3 or 4 children, burned their houses down with the bodies in it. Like, he was a fucking complete fucking nutcase. So, and killed like 57 people.
which way you want to go,
anyways,
CJ?
You got DeBrito and who?
The monster of the Mangones.
Yeah, they don't even know who he is. I guess you kind of got to go with him because he's the single person on the list that they don't know who it is yet. So, he's really the Jack the Ripper of the list, you know.
I honestly doubt he's still alive. If he was active in the 60s, 70s, I honestly doubt he was still alive, especially in Colombia.
I mean, you know, you would think that, but
if he is, he's not.
DB Cooper is still out there, and you know, there's a theory that he's still alive, and you know,
I'm well aware of that one. But I mean, if the monster of the Mangones is still alive, he's an old man sitting in a hut somewhere, not able to do shit.
He could be old as fuck, but no saying he's not alive. I mean, people in that part of the country live to be really freaking old, so you know, yeah, we'll go with Mangones just because. Like I said, he's the unknown dude. He got away with it for the most part, you know. So I mean,
and Evil Dulce.
I forgot the choices because I got lost in the confusion.
Francois de Brito or Monster of the Mangones.
I have to be honest. When you were saying the Monster of the Mangones thing, I was expecting something more dramatic. So the other guy.
And Felix?
The guy we actually know who he is.
And Harley?
The one they don't know.
Yeah, I gotta go with the Monster of the Mangones because to be the only unidentified serial killer out of 34 is pretty fucking ridiculous. So,
yeah. But then who are you really voting for though?
The legend.
Yeah, I mean, how do they know it's one person if they've never caught it or them?
I don't. Who knows? But it's gotta be. I mean, he wouldn't even be on the list unless he was actually like a one-person thing. I mean, they wouldn't just say like he's an urban legend.
Identity unknown is like vacant in wrestling. Vacant's a legend in wrestling. I mean,
but which way do you want to go, Aaron?
Yeah, I'll go with the monster. It's an interesting story, even if he's multiple people.
And that means that the monster does move on to the into the first round. And starting off with Evil Dose, it'll be Carl Denke versus the Monster of the Mangones.
Oh, well, obviously I'm going with Denke. I didn't vote for Mangones before. I'm not going to vote against like the Butcher. So.
And Felix?
Butcher. Say no more.
And Harley? Harley.
I'm going with the Butcher.
Billy Butcher. But the fuck. Yeah, I gotta go with the Butcher too. I mean, the Monster of the Mangones thing is cool, but I knew no one was gonna beat the Butcher, so I didn't really give a fuck I voted for in that play-in. But I'll go with Carl Denke as well. Aaron, how about you?
Yep.
And CJ, finish us out.
Yeah, we got to go with Denke.
And that means that Carl Denke will move into the second round. And oof, what a 16 we got left to go off of here. It's getting insane at this point. But that means the second round will get started off possibly by Matry. Oh.
Okay, guys, because it is getting so late, we are going to end at round 1 and we will do another matchup of round 2 on a different night.
Yeah, an hour and 40 minutes is already a killer round 1. So that's a good release right there. And we'll save the rest of the fun for another night, folks. Harley, you want to do outros?
Yeah. Okay, guys. CJ, you want to tell them where they can find you?
I am available everywhere. Facebook, TikTok, YouTube. You just type in Music God CJ Playing as you see it on the screen, or the Music God Reacts. I would say Instagram, but some crypto asshole jacked my Instagram account, and I'm fighting with them to get it back. So I'm currently, in a mess with Instagram. So just type in what you see on the screen, and you'll find all my various forms of shit shows that I do.
He's easy to find, trust me. I tag him in a lot of shit. But next, Harley.
Okay. Evil Dosh, you want to tell them where they can find you?
Yeah, it's really easy. You can find me at CJ's Instagram account. So
Good one.
you can find me on two places. If you like pro wrestling and that kind of nonsense, and me fighting with dummies, it's at Dose Evil. If you want more normalcy, at Icarus Fell on me. But all I really care about is that you subscribe to Garden of Doom, the podcast. I talked about it earlier, so I won't do it a second time. And Garden of Doom is everywhere: Apple, Spotify, Spreaker, Amazon, SoundCloud, Podbean, whatever. You can't miss it. And subscribe to Wrestling Soup because I'm on there also, and they're legends.
Okay, Felix, you want to tell them where they can find you?
The Mod Squad Network on YouTube. Check us out.
Okay, and you know where you can find Joker, Aaron, and myself. We will be back next Sunday night at our normal time, not this Sunday coming up, but the next Sunday at 9 Eastern with a new episode. We will see you then, guys.
See you.
Bye.